What's going on, guys? This is episode, I think, 18 of the HSN podcast. What was that, Johnny?
Ole,
I don't hear anything.
ole. Oh no, you couldn't hear that?
Well, we're back with another episode.
It was
It's
chanting
just
ole.
again today. I really was kind of forced to do this against my will. I really didn't want to.
You gotta update the people on what's happened.
Yeah, so if you've been listening this whole season, you know I was really high on the Leafs. More than ever, I had high conviction. I think a lot of people did. I think even the Leafs did. I think that's why this loss to the Habs. I think the whole world knows, but if you didn't know, the Leafs blew a 3-1 series lead to the Habs, their rival, and I kind of want to kill myself. So yeah, this team brings me seasonal depression every playoffs. I don't know what else to say really. I'm trying to hold up. It's been 2 days now. It's gotten better. I think seeing the Habs play against Winnipeg last night didn't help at all, but I just kept thinking that should be us right now. But what are you gonna do? Another year, another heartbreak. I'm looking forward to next season, where I'm probably gonna end up saying again that's our year, and then we're probably gonna upset again, and it's just repeating. It's like I forgot who said it, but it was a pretty good analogy. It's like the Titanic, like watching it over and over and being surprised when the ship hits the ice. That's what happened. The Leafs hit the iceberg, and we're here. We're here now. Johnny's happy. You know, the only thing that I kind of made me feel better, which at first I didn't think I would feel good about this, is I kind of am happy that at least Johnny gets to see a run by the Habs because Price is getting older, Weber's getting older, and I'm kind of happy for Price. He deserves it. He played a fucking great series. Yeah.
I kind of feel bad now. I'm not gonna rip you anymore. I just feel bad after that. But the one thing I'll say is, have you seen whose jersey I'm wearing?
Yeah, Chucky, baby.
Yeah, the guy that started the Montreal comeback with a beautiful pass.
That was brutal. Just hockey's a game of inches. That's all I'll say, because the fact that we lost 2 overtimes when we could have ended it, I don't even want to think about it anymore.
It was crazy, honestly. Like,
it was a good series. It was a good series.
Yeah, it was a good series. Lived up to the hype. But I just can't believe we won that. It was absolutely crazy. Probably one of the most enjoyable series I've watched. 5-7 was enjoyable. 2-4, I was gonna lose my mind.
What do you mean 5-7? Oh, 5-7.
Yeah, those were enjoyable. Games 2-4.
The Habs honestly looked awful.
I was the worst I've ever seen them. I was losing my mind. I was just no effort. It looked like no one gave a shit. I was so mad. But then I don't know. I didn't say it in our group chat because I didn't want to get ripped just in case it happened. But I was pretty confident when the Habs won Game 5, they were going to win the series.
Yeah, I could see why. I mean, Game 5, you guys were up 3-0. We made a great comeback, and then when you lose an OT like that, you just kind of all the momentum just washes away.
Not even really because of that. I just thought that they won Game 5.
Well,
Game 6, they're going to get there with fans. And I said before the series started, no way they lose with fans.
How they really got to their legs the first 10 minutes was insane.
You guys had a power play, and the shots were 10-0 after like
the first 10 minutes was crazy. I didn't even want to watch, but as the game went on, I thought we played better and better. But that's how it was Game 5 too. We just started so slow, and it was just pissing me off that we.
The Mike Babcock lines came out of we just weren't ready on time.
We just weren't ready. We hear that so much from the Leafs that it's actually getting really frustrating. The fact that they weren't ready Game 5 and 6, and then Game 7 was the worst performance of the whole series. Like, I don't know how you come out and have your worst performance in Game 7 back-to-back years. Actually, I think every time we go to the final game, it's our worst year. Even against Boston, pretty much our worst.
The last 3.
I can't say that. The first series against Boston, I mean, the first series as in 2018-19.
That was a good 17-18. You had a good Game 7.
That was a good Game 7. We had the lead going into Game 3. I mean, going to the third period.
18-19, though, you had a terrible Game 7. Your worst game of the series, I remember.
Yeah, and then, honestly, reflecting back these last 2 days, this series reminded me a lot of last year against Columbus. The reason we lost, the main two reasons, goaltending, both Columbus's goalies and Price just shut us out. And honestly, it's both of them, because if you have one, I think we still win, but you guys didn't give us any space. Columbus didn't give us any space. Every time we touched the puck, you guys had players on us right away. Even yesterday, watching against Winnipeg, like every time one of their stars touched the puck, you guys were just on them. I think if Montreal does that, I think you guys can go all the way. Honestly, I said the winner of that series can go all. I said that after like game. I think when we were up 3-1, I said the winner of the series goes all the way. Because it was like, if the Habs come back, how do you not go all the way? And if the Leafs win, it's like I just felt like we would have confidence to win.
I think eventually, if they ever get out of a first round, I think they go on a little bit of a run.
That's what I thought. This would be the year, but clearly not.
It's just, if you're a Leaf fan, like, I don't know, because I feel like there's always been like somewhat of a reasonable explanation as to what happened.
This year, there's nothing.
There's none.
Well,
like
the stars. If Matthews and Marner showed up, we win the series.
But that's not a reasonable explanation. They just didn't show up.
Yeah,
I'm saying like the bubble was crazy. Like that was 5 games after not playing for 6 months. Like a lot of good teams lost in that qualifying round. Like how could you beat Winnipeg, for crying out loud?
Yeah, and every other year we weren't the favorite. But
and then the Boston years, the kids were still on ELCs. And the Washington year, like that was just happy to be there.
Yeah, this year, I don't know. Matthews and Marner, I don't know if it was Matthews. I don't think he played as bad as Marner. Matthews played to the best of his ability. If you take into account he was against the no, and if you take into account the main driver of his line is Marner, and every time Marner touched the puck, he either turned it over or just made a bad play. Marner's just scared. He's not a playoff player. As simple as that. I've said it time and time again. Like, he's scared to get hit in the playoffs to the point where he just gets the puck and he gives it away, makes a bad play. He doesn't try in the playoffs. I don't know what it is. He's just not a playoff player. Nylander showed up, so I'm happy that he shut haters up. But
yeah, he's pissed off everyone's uncle.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is, Philippe Deneau, I apologize for talking bad about you at the start of the season. Take $5 million, take $6 million. This man's a god.
Because it doesn't matter if he doesn't score. Look what he does.
Like, this man's a god. He just shut down.
And did you see what Matthews was saying to him at the end of the line? He definitely said something about him shutting him down.
Yeah, like this guy, and then this guy just ate pizza in his post-game press conference. Like, this guy was an animal.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting. Like, the Leafs offseason yet again is just going to be must watch.
Go back for Dubas, but like at the same time, now that I also think about it, maybe he didn't put the best team together, because look at Colorado's. The way they're built is just, they came last in the league in hits in the regular season, and people bashed the Leafs for toughness, and that's why we went out and we tried to address toughness. But look at Colorado; they didn't address toughness at all, and look at how good they're playing. They just have 4 lines of skill and speed.
But also, I want to say, like, your toughness, like the toughness he added, I just think they didn't show up. Like, honestly, just look back at watching the series. How many times did you and our friend Jonathan text that Sherratt was pissing you off? Almost every game. Edmondson pissing you guys off. Maybe game 2 is the only time I texted about Wayne Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons didn't do anything.
Simmons, like, honestly, if I was leaving, I'd be disappointed.
I am.
Like, he did nothing. I thought playoffs, like, he started off great. Then he had the hand injury and whatever at the end of the regular season. But I thought he was going to piss me off the most. Yeah. He only pissed me off a little bit in game 2.
Yeah, he didn't show up.
Bogosian was just, he wasn't as, I thought he'd be way more physical.
He was solid, but he didn't play.
Yeah. And then Foligno was injured, say what we want about that.
Foligno was injured. Had a bad game. Dermott had a bad game. That's it.
That was just tough. Like, you take Sandin out of the lineup because he makes a mistake on 2 goals, and then Dermott's like, let me do a spinorama in overtime.
Yeah, but also bad coaching by Keefe. I wouldn't have taken out Sandin.
I wouldn't have taken out Sandin either. I wouldn't have taken him out in game 4.
You know he's going to come back with a good performance after that shit performance, so you just leave him in. But
what do you think about taking him out in game 4? Because I think that's where the trouble started.
That's what I mean. If you leave him in, I think he has a good performance.
Because I think in game 5, like games 1 to 3, he was playing so simple. And I think game 5, after coming out in game 4, he wanted to try and show too much. Like
Yeah.
the one where Perry hit him, he could have just done an easy chip off the board, but he tried to get through Perry.
Yeah.
The worm, baby. The worm. What an absolute god.
See, Perry, for half the price of Simmons, I would have rather had Perry. Even over Thornton. Like,
Thornton at the end of this, by the end of like come playoff time, he was probably even more like
so brutal.
he looked like a 41-year-old out there.
That's why going forward, I hope this offseason we just do what Colorado's doing. 4 lines of speed and skill. And just players that give it their all every game. Like, they don't have to demolish guys, but look, Simmons didn't even do that. So Thornton didn't do that. Foligno was playing injured. Can't really blame him, but he didn't do that.
It's just like the Leafs, they're not built to be physical because they're star players. Like, say what you want about them, they're not overly physical. So then you just get such a drastic imbalance between line 1, 2, 3, and 4. Whereas a Colorado, like you said, their lines are all the same. Like the Leafs they got to admit, we're a skill team. That's what we got to do. Like, even like, just so I can, because I don't like Colorado, obviously I don't know as much about them as I do like Montreal. Going back to like Montreal, like 2014-ish, that was a small team that was just fast. They beat the physical Boston because you don't do any of that extracurricular stuff. You let them do what they want, take their penalties, and score on the power play, which the Leafs should score on every power play.
Yeah. The fact that the power play wasn't fixed after 3 months is just an embarrassment. I don't know if that's all on Malhotra or if that's on Keefe too, but something needs to change. I really hope, in terms of management, I hope we get Bruce Boudreau on the bench next year because he had comments about the Leafs like he was a hometown kid. Like, he wants to see them win. He said, I don't even remember what the exact quote was, but like, he wants to see them win bad. So
I read some.
we need management like that. We need, I don't know.
Also, just to preface, guys, like as we've done all season, like we're gonna talk about our teams a lot. So we're gonna touch on every series a little, but like mainly we're gonna talk about the Montreal Toronto one because that's what hits closest to home. But regarding like the power play, like you said, Malhotra and Keefe, I think it was Justin Bourne said that like when there's an area of a team that Keefe's running that's struggling, he kind of like gives all his attention to that. So Bourne was speculating that like come the end of that series, it was actually Keefe running the power play, not even Malhotra, which I think you just can't do. Like, you've hired Malhotra. If that's true, you hire Malhotra. Like, trust him to get it right. Because honestly, like, you should just be able to tell these guys to go out there and score, and that's what they should be able to do.
Yeah, they're star players. I think maybe they placed too much on the structure of it that every time they got the puck, they just looked like it was the same thing every
The
play.
split units was a stupid idea.
Yeah, and I think losing Tavares was also huge because in the playoffs we probably would have seen just the top 5 players out there.
Yeah, like they should have just had Nylander out there on the first unit. Like, this guy was sitting, and then
yeah, and should have had Muzzin on there the whole year.
the cannon.
As you saw, his shot's good. He can make plays.
I single-handedly thought Jake Muzzin was about to end our season.
What a game! What a comeback!
Like, this guy scored a deflection. I couldn't believe it. No, honestly, like, I'm wearing his jersey and I'm laughing with the OT goal, but I was so prepared in both those overtimes for Alex Galchenyuk to end our season.
I
was so prepared for that
because he played really good. I don't know.
He honestly played good the whole series minus the turnover in game 5.
He was going out there. He was playing hard.
He got headshotted though in game 7. That just wasn't even looked at.
He just scored the next play.
Was it? Oh, it was game 6. My bad. Wait, that just wasn't even looked at. I didn't even see it live, but I definitely thought Petrie was going to get at least a fine. It's crazy. Honestly, speaking of fines and stuff, the suspension hopefully for Scheifele should come down soon. So we'll wait on that. But
I hope it comes down during this so I hear your reaction.
But yeah, like Leafs, I don't know what you really do. Like,
I don't know where we go from here.
I'm gonna read all your UFAs. You tell me who you want back. Let's just play this little game because let's be Kyle Dubas here. Sure. Quickly. I'm gonna read your UFAs. Who comes back? I think it's somewhat straightforward. Riley Nash, does he come back?
No.
Zach Hyman.
Zach Hyman's back. Yeah.
He's gonna have to take a discount though. I think.
He'll take a discount. I think he will.
I think you guys got
I don't think he'll leave. So I think we have all the leverage there. I can't see him leave.
I don't know. I could see him. I think you guys got to sign him before he hits the open market. Because once he hits the open market, I guarantee one team will offer him $6 million.
I think it has to be after because of the expansion draft.
But there's still that little window.
Yeah,
it's a couple days. I'm saying if he hits the open market, I guarantee a team is offering him $6 million.
Yeah,
And then
Okay.
even if he wants to come back to Toronto, a team offers him $6 million, you having to pay at least 5, which you guys cannot do.
I think he'll get 4 from
Yeah.
us. I
Uh,
think we have to trade Kerfoot, but
does Wayne Simmons come back?
no,
Wow. Imagine hearing that like a month ago.
no,
Nick Foligno, I think he's already back in Columbus.
he's probably gone because he'll make too much.
Does Alex Galchenyuk come back?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Spezza, I think, is a lock to come back.
Spezza's a lock. He already said we got unfinished business. I love Spezza, man. I gotta get his jersey next
That
year.
guy was killing us.
He's so good.
Like
The fact, oh my God, we have to get this guy a cup. I swear. If he keeps signing it, he's probably gonna sign another entry level deal. Not entry
yeah,
level.
well, he's not going to say give me a raise.
I mean minimum. Yeah, but his season this season was better than last
Yeah,
season.
but like I don't know if he's even going to talk to other teams. Like when he got put on waivers, he pretty much said any team claims me, I'm retiring.
Yeah, no, he's a Leaf till he retires.
Joe Thornton, I think, is gone. I think he's retiring. Like I don't see him coming back. Bogosian, that's an interesting one.
It's up to him, honestly, if he wants to come back because
He'll have to take $1 million again.
But see, Liljegren's also ready to step in, so I don't know.
That's an interesting one.
Unless
Ben Hutton was useless.
It matters about Riley. What we do with Riley depends on if Bogosian was.
Yeah, Ben Hutton was useless. I didn't even recognize. I forgot you guys traded for him.
He didn't play.
I would have played him instead of Dermott in Game 6, just for physicality.
No, no.
He killed I remember the one game he played against. This guy demolished like 3 of our guys.
Dermott had a good game when he stepped in. It was the next game that he wasn't.
I know, but I'm saying like when Keith was saying we got to match their physicality, I would have put Dermott. I mean, I would have put Hutton in.
Yeah.
Look at us. Like we played one defense. We won those 3 games playing our bottom pairing 6 minutes a night.
I'm surprised Romanov didn't get in the lineup though.
I know. I think he'll get in this series, but this is the big one, Michael. Does Martin Marincin come back?
No way. He'll be back.
You thought I was going to say Freddie.
He'll be back. Yeah, I forgot about Freddie. Freddie's gone.
Freddie's gone, and I think you might bring. I think if you can't find a backup you like, I think you might bring Big Save Dave back.
Nah, Riddick's gone. I think we trade for like a pretty good. I think we trade for like a good goalie, like Darcy Kumper, Corpusalo, or something.
Bro, you guys are still paying Phil Kessel?
This was the last year, I think.
No, next year's the last year.
For next year,
another 1.2.
That's one. That one.
That's a play. That's a player right there.
That's an Engvall. Engvall better get traded. He's so fucking ass.
I heard one of the funniest things. I think it was Jamie McLennan said it on Overdrive. He was like, Mikheyev and Engvall have so much speed that they could still be skating around out there right now at 100 miles per hour. And this was like a day after Game 7, and they still won't have a goal.
Mikheyev, I don't know what happened to him after his wrist injury in his rookie season. Like he wasn't the same. He can't score anymore.
I thought he died in overtime. I don't know how he got up from that Sherrod hit.
Yeah, he got demolished.
That's another guy I talked about. That's another guy I talked bad about. I'm sorry, Sherrod. You were an absolute animal.
Sherrod was really good.
Yeah. Sherrod and even Edmondson last night. Like Edmondson really good, yeah. Edmondson played his best game, I think, as a Hab last night.
Yeah, that was good. He played both ends of the ice last night.
Mm-hmm. But everyone knows Montreal mainly won the series because of Carey Price. He easily stole us Game 1, and he stole us Game 6 just based off of overtime. Mm-hmm. When you get outshot 13-2 in overtime and you win, like your goalie did a lot.
That was that Kotkaniemi goal. I don't know. Bogosian didn't fully block it, so you could blame him. Can't really blame Campbell because it redirected, but I don't know. Campbell didn't. He played amazing, but there's some goals he could add back.
It's kind of crazy because if you think about it, like the last couple playoffs, when you've got goaltendered by either Rask or Korpisalo, Freddie's let you down. I think if you got Campbell's goaltending in any other series, you win because other series, at least Matthews showed up, even if Marner hasn't.
Campbell was great. The only takeaway from this series is that Campbell, like it was good to have a playoff series under his belt because come next year, I think he'll be a full-time starter for us.
Yeah, I think he'll be the starter, but I don't think it'll be like he won't be a 60-game starter. I think.
No, that's what I mean. I think we trade for like a Korpisalo, someone that could play 30 games.
But it was definitely a abrupt end to the Leaf season. We will see what the offseason ahead looks like. I'm sure come September or October, whenever the next NHL season starts, Michael will be back on the Leafs are winning the cup and have them in his preseason prediction.
I probably will. The only thing is now I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm just going to watch and see what happens because
So you just got to be silent. Like when you're silent, like, and you have no expectations, you're just like I
but I
texted
still think this is the beginning. Like I still think this is the beginning of a long run. Like our core is still young. I think the media overreacts.
any of the big four getting traded.
No, that's what I mean. Like you can't trade Marner because you're gonna lose that trade. But the thing is, what if he doesn't have a goal next like series? Like
No, that's crazy. His last goal was the penalty shot. No,
yeah, 18, 17 games. I don't know how you don't have a goal 17 games. He has as many goals in his playoff career as he does over the glass penalties.
that was crazy. When they showed that stat that he has 6 penalties in playoffs,
Bro,
5
I
over the
lose my
glass.
mind when he
I
put that
couldn't.
to the glass.
That was funny. That was
Time and space.
low key the highlight of my series was right there. Which
That's one. Wait, what game was that?
that was
Five,
game 6.
6. Yeah, the 5-on-3. That goal is just brutal.
The highlights of my series were Byron's shorthanded goal in game 1,
That was a big goal.
the 2-0 goal in OT, the Martin over glass, and then I don't even know what in game 7. Game 7 was pretty boring, low key.
The Habs had so many of those moments that just won in the series. If it wasn't for any of those moments,
Everything went the Habs' way, which is just what you need to have happen in the playoffs. Like
yeah.
when you have, but you also have 3 games to close out like an inferior team. You got to do it. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts.
It's actually embarrassing.
Yeah, like if I was Dubas, I would have walked down there and slapped everyone in the fucking face.
Yeah, I don't know how that guy's holding up right now, but
You like also the fact that like I think you can say from games 5 on, Sheldon Keefe got out coached by Dominic Ducharme. Like it's funny.
I don't know why he didn't separate Matthews and Marner. Nylander.
I would have thrown Nylander on that line instantly.
Every time Nylander was on the ice, the puck was glued to him, and he only played like 16 minutes on average a night. That's embarrassing.
I don't know. Even I would have.
Galchenyuk was benched half the time.
Galchenyuk, he didn't play like half of game 6 in the.
Oh God, that drove me nuts. Galchenyuk was way better than Marner. Nylander, everyone was better than Marner.
And but even putting Foligno on the second line right when he came back from injury, that was dumb. That line was gelling.
Foligno shouldn't have been in at all.
No, but even like I'm saying, putting him on the second line and taking out Kerfoot was doing unreal on that second line.
But like Foligno was literally like he couldn't play. I was watching him. I'm like, what's going on right now? Brooks would be better.
I can't believe. Did you hear the report that they apparently knew he was slightly injured when they traded for him?
He wasn't he? He was injured when we traded for him.
No, like apparently he had he had an injury. I didn't know that.
Wasn't that known? I
no, it wasn't known until recently. It was only Riley Nash was injured because Foligno played his first game. He was just in quarantine for a week, and then he came straight on the ice.
Yeah, Riley Nash was Riley Nash. Yeah.
Like you're telling me that's the only thing I kind of would hold Dubas a little accountable for. You traded a first-round pick for this guy, and you didn't make sure he had a clean bill of health. Like nothing was going to linger.
But when he played right away, his first game to leave, like his first few games, he was really good.
But then he got injured in like a second game. He got injured against us, and he wasn't even a contact injury. He just skated towards the net and then left.
Yeah,
holding his back. Like I don't know. Foligno was definitely the player you needed, but just the fact that apparently he was injured and it was known like internally, like that would just.
I still would have questions about like Foligno and like Granlund or something.
Yeah, like this was like you guys didn't make moves to go all in, but like you should have. It's easy to say in hindsight, but you could have even gone more all in. Like this was your year. You had the easiest path. Because take it next year, like you're playing. If you make the playoffs, which is obviously likely, you're playing either Boston or Tampa, maybe Florida.
Yeah, we could go out again for sure.
Maybe Montreal.
Yeah.
This is like a run for Montreal because I don't even know if we're gonna be in the playoffs next year in the Atlantic.
Well, you'll take what you get.
Yeah. Like I said, if we're one of the final 4, I'm just gonna laugh.
I could see it. I could see you guys beating Winnipeg easy.
I think the Scheifele suspension is gonna have quite a big impact. If it's a 1-game suspension, gotta win tomorrow night and go up 2-0.
That's the thing. We were up 3-1 without John Tavares, our captain and our second best player. Our second line. He goes down, it just exposed our depth because Kerfoot had to go center, second line. Engvall's not a third line center. He was fucking brutal.
Engvall's terrible. I don't.
So soft.
He like gets another guy. Like, bro, you're tall. Throw the body around a
I
little.
know. Holy fuck, that was brutal.
Like you could even see like people were saying, "Oh, Montreal's gonna lose last night because like they just played a hard fought 7 game series." Like looking at what happened to Vegas, Vegas got pounded by Colorado. Like Montreal didn't defensemen didn't get hit. They were retrieving the puck. Maybe they got a little love tap here and there.
Actually, I think Game 7 was the only game we out hit you guys.
You out hit us in Game 7.
On paper, yeah, we did.
That's crazy. I didn't even notice that.
But it's Game 7 was a pathetic performance.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I think the only thing I'd be concerned about is like if I'm Dubas, I stick to like the skilled approach. Like you don't want to like let this one series or like 2 series now of getting bodied in the playoffs make you just try and become a huge team and take away like all your even more speed, like how like Thornton and stuff did, kind of.
No, I don't. We didn't lose this game from toughness. We lost this game from. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you did out hit us. It's crazy.
We didn't lose this game from toughness. I think we held our own. I think we lost the series because I don't know.
The only reason I say like toughness is like you can see Marner's and Matthews were clearly affected.
That's what I mean. You got
Marner and Matthews didn't go a shift without getting hit.
Yeah, Matthews took it. Matthews was hitting guys too, but
yeah,
Marner's not a playoff player.
Marner was getting hit.
You got to learn how to do that, or else he's gonna get run out of town.
Yeah,
and you can't even blame the fans for it because this guy held out on us and demanded 11 mil. We gave it to him, and then he doesn't show up when it matters. It's just by coming top 5 and scoring in the season. Top 5 score. If he played like that in the playoffs, he's worth his contract.
Michael, if you got like 2 more goals from Matthews and Marner, if they scored 1 goal each, you probably win the series.
Matthews scored, but
I'm saying if they scored 1 goal each.
Yeah.
Like Marner scored a goal, you probably win the series.
See, but no one was ripping on them when we were up in the series. Their worst performance came in games eliminated.
See, because like that's how the media is. If you're winning, like when you were up 3-1, it's like, look how good this Leafs team is. Even without their 2 big guys performing, all this depth is performing. Then it's, oh, Leafs lose the series. Where are these 2 guys? We don't have the depth to overcome them not scoring goals.
Yeah. Even though Thornton and Simmons didn't play good, like, and maybe Engvall, the depth wasn't the problem. It was if Marner and Matthews weren't there and Tavares got injured, that's our 3 best guys not contributing.
This is just honestly like it's as a series, like the series as a whole is such an anomaly. Like, because if you just like imagine before the series, not knowing who's gonna win, just hearing Jack Campbell have a better save percentage than Carey Price, just that sentence. Like we know Price like played better, but just saying Campbell had the higher save percentage. You'll get 5 goals from Nylander, 3 goals from Spezza,
and we would lose.
And you would lose. And even like I think it was like Spezza, Nylander, Galchenyuk, and Muzzin together outscored the Habs.
Brutal.
Like it's crazy.
Brutal. Yeah, bad coaching by Keefe too. Like Spezza, why was he stuck on the 4th line the whole time? If I get you, Spezza has been at his best this whole year because we manage his ice time and we play him, we shelter him on the 4th line. But come playoff time, you're at the end of the season. You fucking play Spezza 15, 16, 17, 18 minutes a night. I don't give a fuck.
Joe Thornton played more than Galchenyuk in Game 7. That's sad.
Yeah, Joe Thornton was awful. Galchenyuk had 1 bad play the whole series, poor guy, and it came back in our net. But
the one tweet I saw about Galchenyuk that made me laugh, I think I sent it was like Galchenyuk to Suzuki. No, Galchenyuk to Caulfield to Suzuki, just like we all envisioned in 2012.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll end Michael's suffering about that series here. Other than this series, Michael, what was your favorite series of the first round, entertainment wise?
My favorite series was Tampa, Florida. I think I got to say
that was a good series. They were just going at it.
But the first half of the series, I think
it died down kind of because like when you're in these must-win games, you can't afford to like take all the penalties they were taking. But yeah, that was a good series. I'd say that series, even Vegas, Minnesota, was a very good series. That was a good.
Yeah, I thought Minnesota would actually take Game 7.
I picked them in 7. I thought they were gonna do it too. I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
Minnesota was like my lifeline for Montreal because when I saw them come back from 3-1 down and then Montreal won game 5, I was like, okay, it can happen. But then they lost game 7. I was like, oh, fuck, Montreal's going to lose game 7. Even underrated series because it ended in 5. Boston Washington was a great series. All like one goal games for the most part. At least like games 1, 2, and 3 went to OT.
Yeah, that was really good.
Like that was a great series. It definitely could have gone more than 5. I think we'll touch on Edmonton quickly. This would have been Adam's like expertise if he was here, but like Edmonton, how do you get swept?
Yeah, embarrassing.
What's worse, a swept or blowing 3-1 lead? You think?
Like that one might be. Okay, I can't say it's more embarrassing than the Leafs, but
win a game.
If you actually look at it, they got swept and came second. So
I think,
and they have McDavid and Draisaitl, and they didn't fucking perform. So kind of is worse. Them not performing is worse than Matthews and Marner performing.
Maybe not. They still kind of performed actually. They had stats. They were point per game. Draisaitl had like 3 goals.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess
it's interesting. I think if you want to touch on more embarrassing, you got to wait till the Montreal-Winnipeg series ends.
Because Montreal could beat Winnipeg.
If Montreal beats Winnipeg, then I think it'd be more embarrassing. And if Winnipeg beats Montreal, like it'd be like, let's say Winnipeg came out and beat Montreal in 4 or now 5.
Yeah.
That looks really bad on the Leafs. And if Montreal vice versa beat the Jets in 4, that looks even worse on Edmonton. But yeah,
I just don't see how Winnipeg can beat the Habs. I don't know.
It's going to highly depend on their strength. You think
even before last game, because the way the Habs beat the Leafs, coming back from 3-1, I don't see how Winnipeg could finish them off in any amount of games, because I just think the Leafs are better than Winnipeg, flat out, and they're built the same. Like Winnipeg's tough, but they rely on their stars.
Holy, listen to this. René Laval, because I went on Twitter to see if there was any news. René Laval, he works for like the TVA. That's like the equivalent of like Sportsnet, but in French. He's like the Ellie Friedman or Chris Johnson on the French side. He's reporting that after the Scheifele's hit on Jake Evans, Winnipeg players were telling the Montreal bench it was Evans' fault for keeping his head down and telling Corey Perry to calm down because he did the same thing to John Tavares.
No, they said that?
In what world are those two the same thing?
Yeah, that's not any.
If that's like all this stuff that's coming out and like how riled the Habs were after that play, that's why I'm low-key nervous for the series. Because I'm nervous, especially if Scheifele plays again in the series, which is likely, that we're gonna lose just based off of pure anger and trying to kill Scheifele. Yeah. Like if he plays next game, I'm convinced Montreal's gonna take 30 penalties just trying to kill this guy. Like Joel Edmondson, you can't say what he just said. Like even if you think that, don't say it because now the NHL knows.
Yeah, you got to be careful. That's why I was saying he might just be done for the series, because just for safety reasons.
Yeah, like
but
they played the 2 clips side by side. You have Paul Maurice goes, no one's stupid enough to say anything premeditated, and then Joel Edmondson like a minute later is like, if he's in the series, we're gonna make his life a living hell.
Yeah,
like we're stupid enough to say that because we were riled.
My opinion on the hit, from a neither team perspective, I see why both players are at fault, but you can't, like, Evans is a young player. Is this his first playoffs?
Second. He played in the bubble last year and got concussed.
See, like, maybe he's not used. Like, you got to keep your head up, especially when you're coming around. He peeked to see who's coming. He knew he was coming, and he still had his head down, going for the goal, but Scheifele, like, what are you doing? I think he could have saved the puck.
That's the thing. Like, if he went with stick and hit him, that's like whatever. This guy made no effort for the puck.
If he went with stick, I think he could have saved the game for Winnipeg. Yeah, instead, he gets himself suspended.
Because everyone's even saying, let's say it was a clean hit. Like it was known it was a clean hit. Even if you hit him that hard and Evans pops right back up, you're still not going to score a goal because there's about to be a scrum. Like that hit, no matter, even if Evans popped up, it's resulting in a scrum and probably a penalty. Like it was charging every day of the week. So like, I don't know what the fuck he was trying there.
The actual contact might have been clean. Like I've seen it slowly.
I don't know if he didn't get too much head.
Yeah, he didn't get too much head. So the actual contact is clean. But I'm pretty sure, like in the book, you could still get suspended for like intent to injure, and that's all intent to injure. I don't see any like that's not trying to save a goal. Like it would have just been stick if he was trying
But
to
all
save.
I know is that like it's crazy to think like me and my dad were talking before the game. We were like, oh, it's gonna be kind of hard to watch this series because like not hard, but like there's so much hatred in Montreal, Toronto. Like, we wanted to win so bad. Like my dad literally said when we won the series, like that's the Stanley Cup right there, beating Toronto. Then we were like, we're going to Winnipeg now. Like first ever playoff series in Winnipeg. I don't hate anyone on Winnipeg. It's gonna be like low intensity. Now this fucking series, like I'm fucking out for war here.
Yeah,
Like I want to win the series more than I did now against Toronto, just so
yeah,
we can have the handshake line and fucking everyone flips off Shifley.
yeah. Even to bounce off what you said, I wish the Habs Leafs series would have been more of a rivalry. There was only
Yeah,
one
it was low
fight.
key dead. It was low key a dead series. Like
One
no, like
fight. Simmons. How did Simmons not fight?
like
Like that's another thing.
especially after game two, like you
What
can't tell me that Simmons and
did
Edmondson
they
weren't
for?
bound to fight.
Like why didn't they fight?
It's
Rivalry.
they see it was like it's just how it works because in game two it's a nothing game at that point. It was like 5-1. Simmons like did something. Edmondson asked to fight. Like Edmondson's like dropping his gloves there. Simmons just skates away because it's 5-1 with 2 minutes left. Like Simmons doesn't need to fight there. It's logical, especially coming off the broken wrist. Like why would you fight? It's logical. Like whatever. Then nothing really happened in games 3 and 4. And then at that point, Montreal doesn't need the fights because for most of the game they're controlling it, so they don't need the momentum swing. And B, like they're fighting for their life. They can't risk like asking for a fight and getting an instigator penalty.
Yeah. And even the fan, like having no fans, I think the series would have been way better with fans.
Yeah, it's
Like watching the Florida Tampa series,
game 6 was the most entertaining game.
you can't tell me with fans the Leafs Habs one wouldn't have been.
But yeah, especially if these comments like are true and like they were saying that this Montreal Winnipeg series is gonna get real ugly.
Yeah, well,
Which will be fun to watch.
but at the end of I thought the last 50 seconds of the game would get ugly, but
No, both teams just wanted to get out of there at that point.
yeah,
Because the Jets put out their third line, their fourth line, and bottom pairing D. Like the only reason it would have got ugly if like Montreal put out. I mean, they put out Shifley right away because he wasn't kicked out, for example. Like how Montreal put out Corey Perry right away, which was I think stupid. He should have waited a little bit, but he would have had to fight anyway at some point.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So
What are your thoughts on the series win?
oh, I'm just so happy. Like I
You
just
don't
couldn't.
care if you guys lose now.
No, like obviously now, see, like honestly, like going into the series, I was like, whatever, like house money, like we shouldn't even been in the second round. Now I just need to win because I fucking hate Winnipeg with a burning passion. Like I actually hate
like,
here.
you should just want to win because you guys beat Winnipeg. Like you can kind of go all the way.
Yeah, no. Obviously, like I want to win, but now, like
The winner of you and Winnipeg has to verse the winner of Vegas and
Yeah.
Colorado. That's the thing.
see, I know they determined it off points percentage, but if the NHL was smart, they would have just said the final 4 teams come out, and then we do a random lottery, and you wait for Montreal and Boston to make it out. Then you get a Montreal Boston conference final. That's how you do it if you're smart.
You can get a Montreal Boston final.
But we're not beating Colorado. Like there's no way.
I think winning the cup, it's going to be them in Tampa.
If we'd somehow beat the Jets and played Colorado and beat Colorado, I'd streak. I'd streak around the neighborhood with just a Montreal jersey on. Like
This would have been our year.
it'd be cool to go to like the third round for the third time in my life, but like it always just ends in pain. But no, it was a great. Honestly, games 5, 6, and 7, perfect games. It's kept Ducharme's job realistically, kept Bergevin's job. Bergevin literally after the series hugging Price was probably like, "Thanks for saving my job, bud."
You see him hugging?
Yeah, he was like hugging him. I think Carey wasn't even like trying to talk to him, and Berge was like grabbing the back of his neck.
Yeah, I think that
I
they're
love
probably safe.
Bergevin.
Both of their jobs are probably safe now.
Yeah, like say we want about Bergevin in the gym. I just love Bergevin the person. Like this guy kills me. Even in game 2, when this guy
Fucking jacked.
when this guy's pointing at the TV, like, but there was no goalie interference. What were you pointing at?
Yo, I think he actually issued the challenge.
I don't know if he issued the challenge, but I think he definitely had like a
He
voice.
was on
in
like
it.
a walkie-talkie. I'm pretty sure.
No, the other guys on the walkie-talkie.
I'm pretty sure they
And
told
Berge is like
Ducharme-
pointing, like it's right there.
Yeah, they definitely. I think he said to Ducharme, "Fucking challenger, your job is you're gone."
It was definitely funny though. Like Berger was like, "You fucking challenged us right now." Even in like overtime, he wasn't in like the press box. He was just chilling on the main floor, which is kind of shitty because
They kept showing him walking down.
yeah, like this guy was pacing around.
Yeah, pacing around.
But it's shitty because like from like a 2014 run. I love the Bergie cam after the overtime winners. Like this guy would be like running around the suite. I guess he's calmed down a little though. But yeah, it's well, I thought we'd have Evans news by now. We don't, which is unfortunate. I thought that'd be something to talk about. But even though the series have started, Michael, give your predictions on these 4 series. Like who's winning? We'll take a break from the North here. Who's winning Colorado, Vegas, even though we're 2 games in, it's pretty straightforward.
2-0. Yeah, Colorado's winning it.
I think Colorado's winning. I think Vegas will take it to at least 6 though.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. Yet again, I think Tampa's going to beat Carolina. They're up 2-0. Michael's just having a little convo here with a family member.
What did you say?
I said I think Tampa's going to beat Carolina as well. Up 2-0 as well. It's pretty straightforward.
I think it'll be Tampa, Colorado finals.
I had Colorado from the start of the season.
Boston beats the Islanders.
I think Boston beats the Islanders. And who do you think wins the Battle of the North?
Montreal.
I hope so. I think I gotta pick Montreal just because like my team. Like I'll pick Montreal in every round. The only thing I didn't pick Montreal for this year was actually the Cup because I picked Colorado. I would like to say, just to toot my own horn, I called the North perfectly. I said Toronto and Edmonton were going to come 1-2 in the season because like their star player is going to get to dominate. But then when there's not as much room, I said they're both going to lose in the first round.
Who?
Toronto and Edmonton. I said they're going to come 1-2 in the season, dominate the Stars, and then come playoffs when there's not as much room. I said they both lose in the first round.
Yeah.
The only thing is I had Calgary instead of Winnipeg because fucking Adam sold me on Calgary so much. But I had Winnipeg in 5th and said it'd be close.
Yeah, I'd Winnipeg. I think like 6th. So.
Yeah, I was high on Winnipeg. I just was high on Calgary because like I knew McDavid was making the playoffs. Obviously, Toronto was making the playoffs. I was confident Montreal would make it, and then Adam sold me so much on Calgary. Also, if the reason Adam's kind of not on right now is because he's fully admitted he hasn't watched any playoff hockey, so he just really
didn't watch Leafs and Habs.
He watched only Game 6 and 7.
Why?
He just doesn't watch hockey right now. Like his team's out. He's one of the guys that like. And I'm kind of like that too. When my team goes out, if they just don't make the playoffs in general, I don't watch.
Yeah.
Like I'd only watch Toronto, Boston the past couple of years.
Yeah, I think this is the first year I'm just gonna watch just because I'm so.
There's nothing else to do.
Yeah, that too, and also, well, no, I can't say this is the first. I usually watch, but I don't watch every series. Like this is the first year I've pretty much watched every series. I kind of just want to see the way different teams are built because I don't know what the Leafs have to do. But
yeah, it's intriguing. Like we didn't see any of these teams at all this year.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's what it was.
Also, like now that, let's say Montreal comes out of the North, just hypothetically, have they announced if they're going to be able to stay in Canada?
They haven't yet, but
they have to because now if I'm Montreal, I'm fighting this tooth and nail because we have 2,500 fans.
Yeah.
Like if you move us to the States and we go play Colorado or Vegas with a packed house, then we have to play in some fucking rinky-dink market that houses us. There'll be more Colorado or Vegas fans again than us.
Mm-hmm.
We at least have 2,500 fans, and I know the only team that would have got fans in there was Toronto. They probably got like 200-300. Winnipeg, I guarantee, has less than 100 fans there, and there won't be any Colorado or the only Colorado fans are probably going to be old Nordique fans. Actually, it's technically Montreal versus Quebec. If you want,
that'll be a good series, you guys in Colorado, honestly. But
yeah, we just got to beat.
I don't see how you beat Colorado, but like.
Oh, I don't even know if we're gonna beat Winnipeg here. Like, I'm being fully honest. Like, Winnipeg's a good team.
No, Johnny, I swear I could actually see you guys winning the cup, but
no, we're not gonna win the cup. I don't see that.
I could. Bro, Price is fucking playing like.
Bro, Price flips a switch come playoff time. This kid's like, I'm not losing anymore. He's like, I'm sick of this bullshit.
He's locked in, that guy.
This guy's an animal. I just love this guy with all my heart.
He made so many big stops. Like,
bro, that paddle save on Spezza was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. He had like 30 robs on Hyman in the last 2 games. He robbed Matthews had like 30 shots in the series or something like that. Actually, I don't even know how many, but
unreal.
Yeah.
But yeah, this podcast was pretty much just a state of the union on the Leafs and the Habs series. But we're into the second round. It's been good hockey, but I thought the ruling hasn't come down, so I guess we'll kind of just wrap up here. We've touched on everything. Well, just quickly before we go, I guess, other than Colorado and Tampa, who we said as the favorites, and now since you said Montreal, like other than like who do you think can win? Like who do you think is a real contender? Can you
Well,
see all
yeah.
8 teams winning the cup?
But this is I can't see Winnipeg winning the cup. No,
Okay. Yeah, I would agree with that. I
I can't. I
still
can't
don't
see,
see
I can't
Montreal
see,
winning the cup, I'll be
I
honest.
can't see the Islanders winning the cup. Honestly, the only teams I can see winning the cup are Colorado and Tampa. But the way Montreal plays, like they could get outplayed every series and still win, just because they score these clutch goals,
But we score
and,
goals at the
and,
best time. And
and
it's
then they have Price to rob amazing chances at the best times. It's like I still think the Leafs played better than the Habs most of the series. The fact that we lost, I don't know, it baffles my mind.
also like when I say Montreal is depth, like this is literally what I meant by like the fact that like every game it was like different. Like I think who had the most goals on our team? I think it was
Okay.
Kakanyemi with 3. But like other than that, like I can name like I think like half the team at least got a goal for like
Yeah,
forward wise.
because
Eric
now,
Stahl leads our team in points right now.
yeah, the
This guy's an
unity.
animal.
It took Ducharme like 4
Yeah,
games,
so I was switching the lines way too much.
but now I think they're good how they are now.
But yeah, like also another guy, I like to formally apologize to Eric Stahl. I was ripping you hard during the regular season. You look like you didn't even know how to play fucking hockey. But now you've just been since game like 4, you've just been an absolute animal. Love this guy. 5-0 in game 7s.
Who, Eric Stahl?
Yeah,
It's
5-0. That's clutch. Also, did you hear that they called a players only meeting?
the Habs?
Yeah.
When?
After game 4, when they lost
Oh,
game
I
4,
heard that Gallagher was talking about it.
Perry and Stahl called the players only meeting,
Perry and Stahl.
saying like get your shit together, pretty much. Like making the playoffs doesn't happen every year.
Yeah.
Got to take advantage of these
It's a
opportunities.
good moment for the young guys, but that's why I don't know why Romanov's not in.
I think Romanov. I didn't mind putting Gustafsson in because we needed power play help. And apart from the short-handed goal he allowed last game, like when he messed up, he's been great on the power play. Kulak's good, but the Merrill one was just bothering me. Like, why was Merrill in the lineup? Like, no offense. Like, I was happy when they said Merrill is like dealing with something day to day. He's going to be out. We're putting Kulak in. Like, Merrill is useless. He's absolutely useless with the puck.
Yeah, he didn't play.
He's in great position defensively all the time. Doesn't really concede goals too much, but he's just useless with the puck. Like, I don't need a Merrill when I have an Edmondson and a Sherrod. Sherrod is already pretty useless with the puck. Sherrod is the definition of I am playing the man.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Kotkaniemi like was
He's an
really
animal in the playoffs. He's the opposite of Mitch Marner. Shitty season every year. Unreal in the playoffs.
Even last year, I swear he had like 4 goals.
Yeah, he had 4 goals in 8 games. Or
Yeah.
some shit like that. Like
Suzuki, pretty good, comes clutch. His goal yesterday was nasty.
He has like the 3rd highest goals per 60.
I thought
at the age under 21.
Caulfield almost scored a few. Like there's a.
This guy was.
Remember when was it? He almost tied the game when we won 2-1.
Yeah, it blocked. Hall blocked it.
Holy shit, my heart dropped.
I can't believe he didn't shoot the 2-1 still to this day. I thought it was going to end up on his stick.
Oh, yeah, I know, because he was on his off lane.
But I think that pass, the extra pass, kind of fooled Campbell because, like, I think Campbell also probably anticipated out of the 2, Caulfield would take the shot.
He should have cheated a bit though because Suzuki's on his one-timer side.
So 4 games for Scheifele. Let's go. Great suspension. Yeah, fuck you, Winnipeg. Let's go. Say what you want. Great suspension.
I told you,
George Peros, attaboy. So I would take him out. He would return for a game 6.
I think it's gonna. I think you guys win in 5, bro. I don't even think he comes back.
That's great. 4 games. So that's
if Stasny stays out, they have no one.
That's great. Oh, I'm happy with that. 4 because like I didn't anticipate the whole. See, I don't. It's hard to judge these suspensions because you can't judge it what you think it should be. You have to judge it as what do you have faith the player's safety will do. So that's why I thought it would literally be 1 game.
I knew it would be more than 3 because
I thought it'd be 1 because they don't have. Bro, the only time player safety brings down the hammers if your name is Nazem Kadri.
Honestly, he got
like they fucked this guy over and over again.
Yeah,
he got 3 games. His first suspension in the playoffs. 3 games.
What do you mean 3 games?
Remember the first Boston series? He got 3 games.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that wasn't 3 game worthy. I think that was not nowhere near as bad as what Scheifele did.
No, Johnny, he got more than 3 games. didn't he?
The first one I think was only 3
The
games.
first game, I think he got suspended in the second game, and he didn't come back.
No, the first time he got suspended in game 1, 3
And he didn't come
games.
back.
No, he did come back. The second series is when he didn't come back.
How
When he
did he
got
come back the first series?
He did though, because I remember. The only reason I remember this because like this was when I was an elite fan.
Yeah, I swear
Yeah,
Buchanan covered for him the whole year.
No, he only had. I remember because I was a Leaf fan for this series. He had to cover. Buchanan covered for Kadri while he was injured, and then since for some reason, Buchanan, Marlowe, and Marner had a bit of chemistry, they stayed together. But the Leafs, remember the Leafs were down 3-1. Kadri came back in game 5, and then they won. They came back. I'm telling you, he got 3 games and.
Oh yeah, it says he played 4 games.
Yeah, he got 3 games in the first series.
Yeah. Well. And then the next one, he was just gone for the whole series.
Yeah.
This guy. 3 out of 4 series he's suspended. I mean, 3 out of 4 playoffs.
See, this is the time and though, like whatever, like he'll just come back and yeah. See, I'm getting pretty good reaction on Twitter. Most people are saying the NHL got it right.
Yeah, they got it right. They got it right. I don't feel bad for Scheifele.
No, like it's just like fuck. I don't know.
Even if it's too many games, who gives a fuck? Fuck you.
I'm fucking riled for the series now. Put a camera in my face for these live reactions here. I'm riled.
I'll come watch a game now that I'm neutral.
Right,
I kind of want the Habs to go all the way just so I could say we lost to the team that went all the way.
Chicken, like I already told I told my parents, I was like June 11th, my heart just might stop. I was like, I'm gonna have an Italy game in the afternoon to open the Euro Cup, which like every game in the Euro Cup's important because you have 3 group games, so like you can't just fuck around there. And then it'd be game 6 of Montreal Winnipeg. So no matter what, that's a stressful situation because either you're able to eliminate a team or a team's about to eliminate you. So I think that's the day my heart stops.
I don't think it goes 7. I think you guys win 6 or 5.
No, but that's the day my heart stops.
Yeah,
I think. Well, I think now we can wrap up here. We'll have a podcast at the end of the second round to break down what happened here. Hopefully, Scheifele's suspension came back to bite Winnipeg in the ass, and hopefully, I'm still wearing a jersey because Montreal's still going strong. But we'll see. Who would have thought it would have been me sitting here? Because I think going into the season, Calgary and Toronto were likely to go further than Montreal, like media eyes.
Yeah. People like Calgary won far too.
Calgary, people were so high on Calgary.
Yeah.
Also, congratulations to the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh yeah, first pick, eh?
First pick, you finally win something.
That guy, whoever goes first, that guy's fucking gonna get ruined.
I saw a tweet that Owen Powers already requested a trade.
Did you see what Yzerman said?
No, what did you say?
Some reporters like outside the top 3 this year, like it could like any player can go anywhere. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? Or he said something like that. And Yzerman like was a funny like he asked the guy, he's like, who do you think's going top 3? Because I don't even know. Like, yeah, like so true. Owen Powers, I bet you he's not going first.
It's literally going to be like, I think this year you're just going to draft for needs and hope the guy works.
Yeah, because there hasn't been a lot of scouting, and besides just the scouting, I feel like to begin with there wasn't names that like are a lock.
Yeah, I think honestly, if they trade Eichel before the draft, I would say take Benier so you get a center right back, depending on what your return is, and in the return maybe get a stud D.
Yeah, Benier's just got actually in the world.
I know. Hopefully, see, like, I don't know. Like Power, like Eric, I guess would be the best. Eric spoke highly of him, but like from what I read,
he's going first.
He's a defensive defenseman. It kind of sounds like.
Yeah, he's a big defense. You can't really go wrong, but like he's not going to be a headman apparently.
He's not going to put like 50 points. They say like people think.
No,
from what I hear.
But they already have Dallin, so I could see them going.
That's why like you took Dallin first.
I could see them going with a forward.
Maybe even someone to like compliment Eichel is like, hey, we're gonna take this dude.
Yeah, but Owen Power is definitely the safest pick.
Yeah, probably because I feel like I feel like this draft is just about getting someone that you're confident will be an NHL player.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you ready for the 6th round pick that ended out from the Riley Nash trade being an absolute stud?
The 7th rounder, yeah.
No, it's a 6th rounder now.
Oh, because he played
2 out of the 4 games, or out of the 7 games, which brought it to 20.3%. And he only had to play 20%.
Well, we have no picks. Dubai's gonna have to like flip. He'll flip picks. He'll drop down.
I don't think you need a 1st round pick this year.
Huh?
I think if you have a guy, you could probably get him in the 2nd round if he's going late first.
Yeah, this draft's gonna be a steal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we'll have draft coverage and everything leading up Hopefully by then we weren't able to gather for the trade deadline and stuff, but hopefully come the offseason for free agent frenzy and the draft, we can gather and we'll do a little live stream. Just get a little plug. But
Yeah, we'll just live stream it. I'll probably just be depressed all the time because
Michael's never gonna recover from this.
so
I texted him before. I was like, "Are you gonna rant?" He goes, "No, I'm just disappointed." He's like that parent that they're not angry, they're disappointed.
I just lost all. No, dude, right? Like my initial thoughts, I was just fucking. I was like, this team's never gonna win. But now I relaxed. I'm like, it's the beginning of a long thing. We just gotta figure out how to win one round. That's all it is.
See, that's what's like our teams are complete opposite. You guys are regular season juggernauts, but like every time Montreal makes the playoffs, except for 2017, they at least won a round. Like other than 2017, I can't remember if you count the qualifying round as like a round. I don't remember the time we went out right away.
Because you guys, well, you've had the same core, so it's just built in the core. You guys just have a winning.
And we added like no disrespect to like Joe Thornton. We added people who won
Gallagher,
cups.
Price, Weber, like those, those guys know how to win. So
Just ended here, as Michael.
we didn't really talk about Pittsburgh. They had three
yeah.
round series in a row. They're out.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
Where do they go from here? Apparently, they want to trade Guentzel.
Gensel, no way. I wouldn't mind Letang. Give me Letang.
I think you lose that trade for Guentzel.
I would like some Letang on Montreal as a left side moving puck defense.
Apparently, you guys are interested in Jones.
Yeah, I don't want that. Don't give me that.
I don't know why people hate him so much. I
don't know. Like he's good, but like I feel like he's too hyped up after the bubble. That even though he's very good and definitely a first pairing guy, I feel like the price is going to be an arm and a leg. Like look what they got for Dubois. You don't think they'll get more of that than for Jones?
Yeah, they'll get a lot from some team that doesn't believe in analytics because his analytics are shit.
Like, see, because of like Montreal's like that's the one thing that Montreal scars me in is trading. And like I could see Montreal being the type of guys that trade Romanov for Seth Jones. And that would
do that though.
I would like I see, but like I don't know because like we lose those shits all the time when we trade the young unproven guy for the fuck. We traded fucking Sergachev who was unproven for Druin, and Druin's fucking nowhere right now.
Yeah, bro. Holy shit! I actually forgot about Druin.
We won a series without Druin. Like
I actually forgot about Druin.
Like
you think he comes back mid-series?
I don't know. Like I thought if we came out of the first round, he'd come back. I was expecting to hear he's on a fucking one-way flight to Winnipeg.
They haven't even said what's wrong with him.
I know that. Like, where is this guy? Like, we're in the second round, Druin. Like, if we make the final four, buddy, come.
Bro, has he even tweeted something out?
He hasn't done anything on social media. And like, how has no one seen this guy even at like a store in Montreal?
Yeah, dude, I don't know, poor guy.
Like, where is this guy? Like, we're in the. Like, I don't want to rant about it because like it could be something serious, but like, we're in the second round here, Druin. Please come back.
He's fucking ass though, John.
No, he's not. Like, he'd be great.
Yeah, he would be great. But who do you take out now? Oh, Evans is out. Who's coming in?
Lehkonen over Tatar.
Oh yeah, Lehkonen. Oh fuck, I forgot about Tatar.
Cool, like taken like that's what people tweeted. Like Montreal won a series without. Imagine how Montreal fans too. Like they're gonna win the series without Druin and Tatar.
Yeah, but Tatar, how many games did he play? He played games.
He came out in game 5. Game 4 is his last game.
Yeah, he wasn't doing anything.
That's what I'm saying. We won game 5, 6, and 7 with Jake Evans on the first line because he was an absolute stud.
Jake Evans is actually really good. He's fast. You guys get.
He was great for the checking line. Like, see, but that can't like. That's why I say Montreal's a playoff built team because that Evans, Deneau, Gallagher line that's going to give you nothing in the regular season.
Yeah.
In the regular season, you're not just trying to be 0-0 all the time. Like that line was giving you Matthews and Marner.
That's the thing. You guys have so many like players that could score one goal like every like 4 games that
it's just what you need in the playoffs.
You end up scoring like 2-3 goals a game, and then Price doesn't let in Price doesn't let in more than 3. So it's like that's why I could see you guys going far. If Gallagher, Josh Anderson, like you guys won a series without. I think Josh Anderson did he score 1 goal first game? Gallagher 1 goal game 7. Like you guys just. Fucking infuriates me.
It's amazing, but yeah, it's just next year they can show all these stats they want. I'm just like when it's Montreal versus Toronto, like in the regular season, Matthews has 20 goals in 24 career games against Montreal. I'm not gonna give a fuck anymore. I'm just gonna sit there and laugh. I'm gonna be like, yeah, who cares? The Leafs can sweep us next year in the regular season. I'm not gonna care. Like no matter what the Leafs do to Montreal, I'm just not gonna care. I'm just gonna be like, hey, The number one thing me and my dad were saying when we won is, where's Marner's stupid winks now that he was giving all regular season against Montreal, winking at Campbell. Campbell's winking back at him. Where's that now in the playoffs? That.
Marner is a clown.
That's what was pissing me off. In the that's why I want to be Toronto so bad, because in the regular season, Marner was fucking clowning us. This guy's winking at fucking Martin. This guy's winking when he scores goals in the regular season in a nothing game at the end of the season. He's fucking. They win and he's fucking counting on Campbell's wins, like when he breaks
that pissed me off to begin with. I didn't like that.
Get out of here. If I was Montreal, would have winked back at him. Even Joel Thornton's comments were pissing me off throughout the series. Like, I wanted to win that series so bad.
About what?
When freaking they won game 4, he's like, "Oh, Montreal won game 1, so we decided to get greedy and win the next 3." Like, fuck off, Joe. You did nothing.
That?
Yeah.
I didn't even see him say that.
Yeah, like get out of here.
And you know what pissed me off? Actually, this final thought, I'm done talking about them, but Matthews and Marner never play, like they never go out for the morning skate. When you're
never on those optional skates.
When you're in a slump like that, why wouldn't you want more like puck touches and stuff? Like, why wouldn't you try and get out there?
Because I'm telling you, Mitch Marner's a great player, but he thinks his shit doesn't stink.
He does. Fuck, dude. He actually thinks he's fucking amazing.
Like, he's a great player. I take him on my team any day, but he thinks. And did you hear like that report about him not wanting to play the goal line? I 100% believe that.
Yeah, I know. I think I believe that too. But he said no. He said it's not true.
Yeah, he's obviously going to say no, because you can't just say, yeah, I told. But then, see, that's another thing, that if Keith said, or Malhotra said, yeah, you're going goal line, and he said, no, I'm not, and Keith said, okay, fine, then Keith's just
That's why maybe it's not true.
Like, because Keith doesn't seem like the type of guy that would take that. That's the only reason I think it wouldn't have happened.
He wouldn't.
I fully believe Marner would say that, but I want to believe that Keith would have had at least the balls to say, no, you're going goal line or you're not playing power play.
Yeah, I think he would.
Maybe Malhotra wouldn't, but I feel like Malhotra would at least tell Keith, and Keith would be like,
Malhotra might be gone, bro. I don't know. Like,
Keith said he's returning, I read.
You did?
Yeah.
I want to boost Boudreaux.
But like, Bruce Boudreaux's not a power play coach. That's what Malhotra is.
Yeah, but our defense didn't play bad enough to fire Hackstall.
Yeah, but you can have 3 assistants.
I guess, yeah.
Montreal had 3 assistants before.
Yeah, I'd bring in Bruce Boudreaux.
Ducharme was our forward coach.
I just keep remembering Bruce Boudreaux's speech in the Winter Classic.
Yeah, I got type.
So, bro, we got to bring in that guy. I don't care. Especially that he's a Leaf fan. Like,
Bruce Boudreaux also blew a 3-1 lead to Montreal in the playoffs.
I don't care. 3-1, that's fucking worse than 4-1 now. 3-1 literally is worse than
it's unreal. I'm just, the next day I went to work with just the biggest smile on my face. I was like, yeah. I just couldn't believe it. Like, I when the empty netter went in, I just stood there and couldn't believe it. I didn't text in the group chat for like 10 minutes because I just couldn't believe that we actually won.
Going to the third period, I knew we were going to lose because it was the exact same game as game 5 against Columbus last year. We didn't fucking do anything.
I was confident that we wouldn't blow another lead, but the Armia penalties what kind of scared me heading into the third. I thought if you guys scored on that power play, you might have came back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
But yeah.
Actually, that power play was our best looking power play.
I know, that's why I got scared.
And they switched after a minute, so the main unit, which kind of didn't make sense, but
we'll put you out of your suffering, Michael. This was gonna be done sooner. Earlier, it was just the Shifley news came down, but
yep. We'll end it off here.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is
see you in the start of round 3.
When we finally do win a round, it's gonna feel really good because now.
And Michael will be on this podcast screaming about it.
What?
Michael will be on the podcast screaming about how hype it is. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.